Right, so this is the Fractal design node 202. I'm gonna basically make a portable build that I can take around with me. It's going to be a first part of the build of the video, which I'm gonna kind of show you exactly what components I'm going to be using for my system. So all this is going to actually fit in a rucksack, along with a monitor as well, which I'll show you later. So this is the case. That's the motherboard, which is a Wi-Fi motherboard by Gigabyte. You can see the model number there. So I'm going to be using that side. So this is the cooling I'm going to use for the actual. Right there, focus in, piece of shit. Right, oops, bad language. Right, so this is the heatsink fan. It's going to go on the CPU. Right. Also, my CPU I got, it's going to be a 3700K. So yeah, I'm using a 3700K. I know it's a bit of overkill, but to keep everything cool, I'm going to be using 3 of these, which is the Noctua NF12 fans, and they're the 3 fans, and that's going to be 2 underneath the graphic card and 1 above the CPU. So hopefully that's going to keep it all cool. Next, we have got, of course, here, small form factor 600 watt power supply, and that should give it enough juice, and it's going to be a little bit of a future proofing as well. And I'm using a hard drive. I know you guys are thinking, a hard drive? You got such an awesome system and you're going to use a hard drive. Yeah, I'm purely for storage. I'm also going to use an SSD, and that's going to be a 256 gigabyte. I'm going to recycle the one I've got on my old computer that I'm going to be using. It's old, but it's going to be an 840 Pro 256 SSD by Samsung, and this is a 1 terabyte 2.5 inch hard drive, old school. Right, this is the CPU, 3700K. There we have it, as you can see. So yes, that is that. Now I'm going to pause the video, and most probably next time you'll see it, it's going to be opened up and you'll see the internals of the case. But one thing I did forget to mention, I'm going to be using my old graphic card, which is a 6700 GTX, and I have ordered my new card, which is a 1070 gigabyte G1 gaming graphic card, which is going to come out in a few days time. So I'm going to build a system and just basically use my old card for the meanwhile. Right, that's underneath the case. Yeah, this is underneath the case, and you can put feet on each corner, which are actually inside the case. That's the back of the case. That's where the I/O is going to go. Your graphic card goes here. That's the front. There's the side. I'm pretty sure you can put small little fans if you wanted to on the sides. That side, nothing. So yeah, right. Now let me just open up the case and let the fun begin. Right, so I've literally unscrewed 4 screws here at the bottom. Right there, I don't know if you can see that. Let me just position it properly. So 4 screws, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't even count. Right, there we go, and it's quite easy. Once you've undone that, it just lifts up and you're in. And that is inside the blinking case, man. So all good. So let me just open up this box and I'll show you what's inside the little box they give you. Right, now the box is open. Basically it's going to have 4 power supply screws, 8 2.5 inch drive screws, 1 graphic card riser, cable ties, motherboard screw, riser screw, and feet for the case. Right, so this is the riser kit they give you. So basically what happens is you slot that into there, like that. And when you put your motherboard in, I think it's that way, yeah. This will go here. Well, actually it'll go through there, I think, like that. And that will be your extension to your graphic card, so it can actually, yeah, so it can be plugged in without any problem. Hence why this case is so small with all these things you need them. Right, now this is the motherboard I'm going to be using. I've already showed you. Right, in the case, just want to make a quick note of this. You've got like dust filter for your above your CPU. I think that is right there. No, that's not for your CPU. That's just another dust filter. I don't know what it's. Don't know what. Oh, that's for your power supply, right? So where your power supply is, there's a dust filter there. Where your graphic card is, a dust filter there, and also on the case, which is over there, you've also got a dust filter which goes directly above the CPU. So quite a lot of dust filters they're actually provided, which is awesome. I'll keep the case nice and clean, hopefully. Not a lot of dusting out to do in a short period of time, so all good. Oh, by the way, this is just it's for the graphic card, right? And what it does, because it's so high up, it will droop down like that, and that could possibly break your PC riser. So you don't really want that to happen. So what they've done is included this little attachment here, which actually moves backward and forward. It's a bit tight at the moment, so yeah, it moves backward and forward, and you can keep your card from dropping down and possibly breaking the PCI Express bridge they give you. So, which is a really good little feature they've included. Right, so here we have the motherboard. Absolutely gorgeous looking motherboard that is. Really, really nice. Really pleased with that. I like the colour of it. It's kind of like a gunmetal-y grey kind of one. So that's looking quite awesome. Right, that's just to show you quickly. And there's a Wi-Fi antennas at the back. Well, not antennas, but just a connector for the antennas. And the antenna looks like this. I thought it would be different than that, but unfortunately it's just a little stand and two connectors. I was hoping it would have been two little Wi-Fi antennas sticking out the back, but it's not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right, next time you'll see this video start, you're going to see me with the motherboard in place and stuff with the CPU. Right, I won't put the motherboard in with the CPU, I'll show you what I'm doing first. So on the actual CPU, you've got two notches. And when you look at the actual CPU, you'll see the two notches. Sorry, the motherboard, where you place the CPU, you'll see the two notches on there. And that's the way you really want to actually place the CPU. So it'll be this way. Careful not to try to like bend the pins or anything like that. Because once you bend the pins, it's kind of game over. Unless you can straighten them. And I believe you do not really want to straighten them. Right, so that's in. You keep that cover on. Yeah, you don't remove that until you actually... Wait a minute. Here we go. So you keep the cover on. Oops, it just popped off by itself. There we go. Right, CPU's in place, covers on. Bob's your uncle. Right, I just thought I'd show you guys the actual heatsink and cooler fan and stuff, the cooling system that I'm going to be using. So it's the Noctua. It's called the NH-L9i. And look at the presentation on that. So bloody awesome, right? It's freaking amazing. They give you a little card there that's signed. So exclusive looking. You've got a little Noctua badge there, I believe it is. Right there. You've also got Noctua thermal paste. I'm not going to be using the Noctua thermal paste. I've already got a Gelid IC, Gelid Extreme, I believe it's called. I've also got what is Liquid Metal Pro, but I'm not going to use that. It's too tricky to use, and plus it's hard to use. Plus it's conductive. Where I'm going to be taking a system around with me a lot, I don't want any like leakage. But even though it won't really leak, it's just a bit, you know, you don't really want to be moving your PC a lot if you've got that on there. So I'm going to opt for the Gelid Extreme GC. Right, so now it's time for the thermal paste. I'm going to do a line form on the thermal paste. So it's just going to be one long line from the top. Come on. Oops. That should be enough. Maybe it's just a bit too much there. Oops. That'll do. It's a bit messy, but it should be okay. Right, let me just wipe that. be alright. Just let it dry out for a second. Right, next is a tricky part. I'll have to place the fan here on top. Jeez, that's going to be so difficult. Wait, can I actually maybe just stop that for a second? Right, I've just put the CPU on there. So this is such a tricky thing to do now. So I've got to literally screw it in from underneath. Right, this is so dodgy. What a dodgy design. Oops. Jeez. Dodgy this is. Right, got one screw in. Wow, that was moving around a lot. Jesus Christ. Should be alright though. Shouldn't probably. I've got 2 screws in at the back now. You can see 1, 2. Now the rest should be easy. Easy. So now I can just put it underneath, put the screw in. And you have to be careful with putting the screws in, because it's not about putting the screws in, it's about tightening the screws. You don't want to tighten them too much, because if you tighten it too much, then you could kind of cause yourself problems. It's just got to be not overly tightened. Yep, must not be overly tightened. Alright, let's have a look at that. Right, so I'm going to use a screwdriver just to, right, I'm going to tighten it with a screwdriver so I can feel the tension. I'm not going to tighten it too much. That's perfect. Perfect. That's it. Perfect. Done. And that is your CPU on top of, sorry, the heatsink on top of the CPU. Awesome. Right, so next step I'm going to put this in, because it might be awkward if I put it in first. So I believe the white one is the CPU fan header. And there we go. Fan header is in. Alright, I just took absolutely ages trying to take this back plate off, yeah, which is underneath the case, right, and it's held on by tension clips, and there's quite a few of them. But also, what they don't tell you is that you've got to unscrew this part here. If you don't unscrew that, this is not coming off, and it's so tricky to get off. So it's easier to screw this off first before you even try to think about taking that off, because it's a bit of a job in itself. So right, yeah, okay. Right, so now what I'm going to do, finally, is put the, right, let me put it the right way. Sure you go. Right, okay, so now you know what, I've forgotten something. It's called the IO shield. The IO shield, I've forgotten it. What would I do without the IO shield? Not much. It just makes it look pretty, that's what it's there for. But you still need it. Otherwise it just looks like a total arse of a build. Right, so that, is that the right way around? I don't think it is. I think I've got the case upside down, right? Yeah, it is upside down. So I believe it's going to be this way around. I think it is. No, I was right the first time. So it is this way. Oh, I'm on drugs today, what's wrong with me? I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see it. Cool. So right, time to snap in the IL shield. Right, I should move this out of the way to make my job easier. Right. Time to snap it in, son. Snap it in. There we go. Snippity snaps. Snippity snoops. Snippity lab. Oh, wait. More snaps. What? That's not good. Right. Snap, snap, snap. Give me some more snaps, son. Right. Snaps. 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 Fuck's sake. Snap. Right. Snap. We are in business. Oh, shield is on. Now, what we're going to do is put the bits and bobs through the IL shield. Snippity snaps. Perfect. Right, let me pause it for a second. Right, next step. I'll put 2 screws in there, right? So now I'm going to put 2 more screws in to secure the motherboard to the case. Right, there it goes. Don't want to do it too tight at the moment, just doing a little bit. Perfect. Right, this is really, this is not magnetized screwdriver. Oh, actually, no, it's not. How am I going to get that one in? It's so difficult. My hands are big, that's a problem. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to pause the video, and when I get the last screw in, I'll start again. It's going to take forever. Right, now I've got a magnetized or magnetic screwdriver. Oh, it makes my life so much easier. Look at that. Fucking awesome, look. Oh, shake it too hard, obviously it's going to come off. But it should be easy now. Sort of. Ah, look at that. No hassle, no problem. Straight away, straight in. Just don't do it over tight, just firm. Not firm, but just enough. What the fuck has happened to this? What? Right, let me stop this.